If you have ongoing exposure to controlling people, it's a virtual certainty that you're going to experience blurry boundaries, which is why I've created the extensive online course called This Is Me, Establishing Boundaries with the Controllers in Your Life. There's a link below that will give you all of the details, and I hope that you would find it therapeutic. As we go into an understanding of the narcissistic bent toward life, I hope that we're going to be doing something more than just saying, here's stuff about those people that I don't like, and they're just a bunch of idiots. In other words, I don't want us to just be critics and judges towards people that create some difficulty. I'm hoping that we can look at that pattern of narcissism with one very large question that's looming, and that is, as I get to know what that pattern is all about, what's my better alternative? How can I take my experiences and then learn so that I can be somebody who's contributing positives rather than negatives to the world that's in front of me? Now, through the years, I've gone through all sorts of writings and sayings from other individuals, and I pick up on quotes that people have given out. And these are people of prominence, and it's really interesting to see through the years, centuries, and even millenniums, how individuals have come up with some ideas that narcissists cannot come to terms with to save their lives. But it's so interesting that some of these prominent people I'm going to quote from here speak about some things that are the direct opposite of narcissism. I have 8 quotes that I'm going to want to go through here with you, and I just want you to see how prominent individuals have spoken very clearly about what the better alternative is to narcissism. And as I read through these, I want you to ask, first of all, what does this tell me about me and where I am? And then how does this inform me as I try to understand that narcissist that's there in my life? Now, the first quote I'm going to give you is from, well, the genius himself, Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein says, "Only a life lived for others is a life worth living." Now, I want you to compare that to the narcissist. Their thinking is, well, a life lived for me is the only life worth living. They're not altruistic at all. There's not a sense that says, if you're in my presence, I want to make sure that I give a positive contribution to you. Their thinking is, well, the positive contribution that I give to you is you get to know me, and I'll tell you what to do, and I'll tell you how to live, and I'll get in your brain and try to take over who you are. They don't get it. A healthy way of life says, of course, I'm going to have my own self-preservation, but I want to do so in connection with other individuals. In other words, I want to be a giver, not a taker. So, Dr. Einstein, thank you very much. Let's come up with somebody from a very different place. How about the virtuoso guitarist Jimi Hendrix from back in the 1960s? Jimi Hendrix said, "When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace." Love over power. Now, when you think about a narcissist, where are they coming from as they engage with you? Well, theirs is that power over love. Narcissists have convinced themselves that the best way to be a truly successful individual is to overwhelm people. In their mind, I want to be the one that's in control. I want to be the one that's calling shots, and my knowledge, my preferences, my interpretations is what everybody needs. And in doing so, they skip over the most essential thing of all. And that is, we're here to love each other. And that power grab that they have, that craving for superiority, cancels out any kind of mindset that says, I'm here to love, and when you leave my presence, I want you to know that you have been loved. Narcissists don't think that way. How about another quote? This is from Nelson Mandela. "Any man or institution that tries to rob me of my dignity will lose." Now, of course, you know the story of Nelson Mandela, and spent so many years in prison before he was released, and he went on to take the helm in South Africa. but he was deprived of his freedom. And I'm amazed at how he was able to get away from the oppressive regime that did him in such a way where he kept his own dignity intact. If a person or if an institution tries to rob me of my dignity, they're not going to do that. One of the things that narcissists do and narcissistic systems will do is they like to impose their will upon you by taking your dignity away from you. Think about some of the very controlling and overbearing people that you've had in your life. They don't treat you in such a way that says, I like who you are, and let's build up your sense of worth and your sense of value. They destroy your sense of worth and value. The healthy alternative is I'm going to be a person of dignity because my dignity is inherent. You can't take that away from me. Don't you wish that narcissists could appreciate that? But they don't. Okay, this next one is by one of my favorite authors, a guy named Anonymous. Anonymous says, when things change inside you, things can change around you. Understand that? The more you work on your interior and you decide, I need to be a good person. I need to be somebody that has introspection. I don't need to be go around blaming everybody else and making everybody else take responsibility. I'm going to take responsibility for myself. The more you go into that space, then other things begin to fall into place much better. When things from the inside out change, then your outside world tends to be a better place for you to maneuver through. How does that compare to the narcissist? The narcissist is entirely focused on changing the people outside of them. You people out there, you need to change because you see, I don't have anything on the inside of me. I don't know how to access me and my sense of insight and introspection. It's all about forcing you to be the kind of person I need you to be so that I can feel okay about my life. They're very much an outside-in kind of thinker, whereas Anonymous says, let's be inside-out thinkers. That's a definite distinction. Okay, let's go to another one. This is the longest quote that I have here, but it's from Mr. Aristotle himself, and this is one that I've used for years in my anger workshops. Aristotle says, anybody can become angry. That's easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose, and in the right way, that's not within everyone's power, and it's not easy. Aristotle, millenniums ago, realized that unhealthy people have untamed anger. And that's exactly what we're talking about when we deal with the narcissist. They have anger, and there's actually a healthy way to do it. But when a narcissist has their anger, it's a very dysregulated and dysregulating emotion. They go to their place of contempt or rage or agitation. There's nothing constructive about it. According to Aristotle, and I happen to agree with him, we can do better. We can manage our anger in a way that's clean and right. We want to speak up and stand in our worth and convictions in such a way that people can walk away with their own self-respect intact. Narcissists don't understand that one. How about another one? This is from Abraham Lincoln. I don't like that man. I need to get to know him better. Now, that's a quote that I've used for a long time. We see other individuals out there who are other. And narcissists will immediately say, well, let me explain to you why they're inferior to me and why I just don't need them in my presence. A guy like Abraham Lincoln uses empathy. It's like, there are people out there that don't think the same as me. In fact, they may be distasteful. What's their backstory? And what is it about that person that I can know about so that I can relate with them in a much cleaner way? I want to do that. You're not going to catch narcissists thinking like that at all. How about another one? This is from Maya Angelou. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget about how you made them feel. I love that one. Because what she's getting at is the essence of who you are is what sticks with other individuals. Narcissists are so focused on being correct and telling people what to do and getting things right according to their agenda, when in fact their essence can be harsh or uncaring or dismissive. When you have an essence that says, I truly want to be decent and kind and loving, that's what people remember. That much more so than all those pontifications that a narcissist might make, or all those lectures about what should be and what shouldn't be. Your essence, your goodness, your decency, that's what is most important to the way that you engage with people. And then how about a last one? This is Alexander Solzhenitsyn, and I've used this quote many times over. He was in the Russian Gulag system, their prison system, and he had been arrested for disagreeing with the Stalin regime. Solzhenitsyn says, live with a steady superiority over life. Do not pursue what is elusive, material gain or position. Instead, purify your heart. Now, what Solzhenitsyn was saying is, let's be transcendent. Rather than just getting caught up in the mundane things that make you feel good for right now, recognize there's something bigger going on here than just what your needs of the moment might require. Narcissists, it's all about me, now, do what I tell you to do. And they don't look upward. They don't look for things that bring true meaning or goodness to their way of life. It's just, we just do what I want, and I'm not plugging into any kind of transcendent thought. It's just about me in the moment. So I go back to my initial words. As we understand narcissism, I'm hoping it can cause you to realize these are troubled souls. They don't know how to do life well, but we have many teachers like this, and actually there are more that I just didn't get into right now, who will say, no, we can do better. And I hope that you're going to join me on Team Healthy as we say, these kinds of teachings are what I'm going to be plugged into. I want to live with a sense that says that because I know what narcissism can do and how it can bring destruction, count me in as one who's going to do things in a way that says, I want to make this world a better place. Join me on that one, if you will. And I do hope that videos such as this give you some good food for thought. If you've not already done so, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button, and there's a notification bell that'll allow you to have more videos to come your way so that you can understand this subject more fully. This has been a little bit of a different tack that I've taken today. If you have a need to, I would encourage you to seek counseling. We have a link below to a whole group of counselors with one of our sponsors that can assist you online. And that's a very popular medium right now. They're a team of licensed professional counselors with experience. And so if you would have the need to have somebody unpack these things with you, I would strongly encourage you to do that. We have my courses, Free to Be, which is about discovering yourself despite the controllers. This is Me. It's another one about setting boundaries with your controllers. And these are not just one-off webinars, although we have those too, but these are an extensive number of videos with teaching materials and questions that are meant for a very therapeutic purpose. And then we also have other ways of getting in touch with us through our Medium and all through with our books, etc. I like knowing what these accomplished people say and the lessons they've learned. Let's take the lessons that they bring to us and say, I'm going to be committed to that healthy alternative. And when you see me, you see someone that stands for DRC, dignity, respect, and civility. Let's be that kind of a people.